Pretend you have a house in the Bahamas. It's like, how can they prove that you're doing it for tax evasion?
They can't. That's why people do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Maybe you're not doing it for tax evasion.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I feel like if you have a house in the Bahamas and you have a house here, you probably have enough money to want to do it for taking it tax evasion.
If you get that kind of money, you can figure out the loopholes, the legal loopholes. You don't have to really evade the taxes.
Yeah.
Legal loopholes.
Nothing I have to worry about.
Correct.
No.
Your truckload of cash is safe in the United States government bank account, sir.
Maybe Fed.
Navy Federal Credit Union.
Yes.
Where nothing illegal happens.
That's right.
I don't know about none of that. Are we ready?
Take us there, Justin.
What camera am I looking at? This one? Hey guys, welcome back to the Transformation Church
That's
Message Recap Podcast.
Hey, we got it right.
Come on, we're back.
One of your hosts, Justin Oswald, the executive pastor of TC, with the lead pastor and the student director.
Hi guys.
Good old Nate.
What up? We're here.
He's back.
We're doing it. We're doing the thing. So we're pretty
Nate,
pretty
you
excited.
got this look on your face.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be breathing. Like it's a miracle that I woke up with air in my lungs.
That's right.
It's a miracle
you were
you
listening on Sunday.
It's a miracle you exist. That's true.
Yeah. You can't be upset in the midst of your miracle.
That's right. So if all you do is look
on,
at what's
boy.
wrong, you'll be miserable.
Yeah.
Come on.
Of your miracle. If you were here Sunday, that makes a lot more sense. If
Right.
you haven't watched your message from Sunday, hit pause right now. Go back to the sermon, listen to that, or watch it, and then come back. Or just do that after you finish listening to our
Or that.
podcast. Because I can promise you a lot of what we talk about today is going to have nothing to do with that sermon and everything would do with Justin almost dying.
Oh yeah.
So
I didn't almost die, I don't think.
So it's a miracle that you're breathing today, actually. Yeah.
I don't think that I almost died.
The look on your face, the look on your face said different. And your glasses. Tell us more.
Yeah, no, I honestly,
So tell us the story from your perspective.
okay, I honestly, number one, don't think I was dying. Oh, that thought didn't cross my mind in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, okay, we gotta get those. We went, it was Juwan's, bachelor party type weekend, bachelor trip. So group of guys, we were going to
Very
go
PG-13.
Yeah,
maybe even
yeah.
PG.
PG.
Yeah,
definitely.
we were gonna go up and do like a guy's trip. We stayed in the cabin that we got a deal on, and we were gonna fire pit it, hang out, play cards.
Yeah.
Just hang out.
Yeah, and
Good
then
guy-
we
good
ended
guys
up
did.
we ended up adding some activities. So we were gonna go. We played golf, zip line, and whitewater rafting.
Yep.
So that was an activity day, which I was excited about, the zip lining and the whitewater rafting. But yeah, so the zip lining was a blast. First of all,
Great time.
I mean, I'm scared of heights, and we were way up there.
Oh, yeah.
We were hundreds of feet up on these, above the trees, from mountaintop to mountaintop, zipping. One of the lines was a third of a mile.
Yep.
You're on the line for like 40 seconds.
Yeah.
And you're moving pretty fast.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, it was good. I mean, there was like 8 lines we did. Took 2.5 hours or something. Like
Hour and a half.
or whatever.
Yeah.
2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours. It was great. So that was fun. Then we went whitewater rafting, and I had never done it. Nate was real nervous.
I was. I didn't know what it was about. And,
Nate was real nervous. He kept thinking like he was going to hit his head or something.
like, do what you did.
Nate pictured us going over the edge of Niagara Falls.
I think
in a
so.
raft. Like,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's what he was
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
was going to happen.
I think I was just afraid of the unknown too. Like I just didn't know.
Yeah,
like
what
I
is
thought
what is
that.
gonna happen?
Yeah.
Like,
What is
how
gonna
big,
happen? Yeah.
how far are we falling?
I've never
and all
done
this.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I knew that was not going to be the thing. Plus, I've seen Niagara Falls, and no one's going over that.
Yeah.
But no, I kind of had an idea of what to expect, but I've never done it, and I was real excited. And we got there, and there was 8 of us in our groups. They split us up into 2 boats. Three of us were in a boat, and then
Chris
Carty.
Production Chris.
Yeah. So you get your gear on. You got all your gear. You got your helmet, the whole deal. And
So, hold on. We got to set the scene a little bit first, though. We got to talk about our guy. We got to talk about Trevin for a second.
yeah, okay. Trevin, our guide.
So they put all of us in a group, And so we all like, all right, with the 4 of us are in one boat. They give us a guide. Her name's Lily. All right. Lily is like amped up. You can tell she does this. Like Lily,
absolutely.
this is not her first time going down the river on a whitewater raft. Like she's excited. I'm like, this is who I want leading. Like this is good. Like I can respect this, right? She gets all of our life vests. We're getting ready to like do our final little chat. And the girl that's running the show comes up and is like, hey, Lily, we're moving you to a different boat. We're going to put Trevin with these guys. And so we're like, oh, man. Because like
nothing against Trevin.
Nothing against Trevin.
Yeah.
I didn't know
like,
Trevin at this point.
Yeah.
All I knew was Lily. I didn't know anyone else.
Yeah.
But her energy was like, this is what I'm talking about.
Let's go.
And so Lily, she's like, oh, sorry, guys. I'm going to go. Trevin's going to go. Trevin walks over. Hi, guys. How's it going? My name's Trevin. And so, like, what's your name? We all exchange names. He's like, well, I'm really excited. This is my first time. We're all like, what?
Like, ours too?
So it's like, we're like, he's like, no. He's like, I just got done with 2 weeks of training. This is my first day going down the river by myself.
Yeah.
We were his first group. Literally ever had.
We were like, all right, and so now we're with Trevin on Trevin's first time soloing down the river. And so shout out to Trevin, who actually ended up being really cool. We'll talk about Trevin in a little bit. But anyways, go carry on with your story. We had to set the scene of anxious energy a little bit.
Yeah, and then they put us all on this bus, so we ride, upriver, and they get us all ready to go. And I knew it was going to be a day when I had to help the guy get the boat in the water, and I had to step into the water and up to my shin. The water's ice cold, and I was like, "This is
probably 66, 67 degrees is my guess." I scuba dive in 68-degree water on the regular, in springs and stuff, and it was colder than that. So I'm guessing 66.
Maybe like 46. It was cold water. More cold than I'm used to, obviously.
For sure.
Yeah.
So we get in the boats and they set us off. And what's funny is the very first rapid, the other guys, Anthony and Adam Garrido and Jawan and Eli, their guide goes in the water, goes overboard.
Oh, yeah.
So our guys blowing the whistle to the other guys, the signal, and I don't know how a guy goes in the water. You're kind of the one that's supposed to not go in the water, and that which is kind of scary if you're on the boat because you don't know what else to do. You're just trying to get him in, but they're not thinking like keep it stable or the things they're trained for. So they ended up getting him back in, and it was cool and all. And this was how long were we on? This was like a 2-hour
trip down the river.
2-hour trip. We're on this boat. This raft. And I don't know, when did I fall in? About halfway through?
Halfway through.
Probably about halfway?
Yeah, right at halfway through.
Yeah.
So we were
hitting rapids.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, I'm on the left, on the front. Nate is next to me on the right.
No, I'm behind you.
Oh, yeah, Cardi was next to me.
Yeah.
See, he's so discombobulated from this whole situation.
Nate was behind me, and Brad was behind.
He blacked out. He didn't remember anything.
I mean, listen, we were hitting rapids. We were hitting them rapids, and the waves were coming over, and it was
cold.
I remember I was going, whoo, it was cold.
Yeah.
And me and Chris were getting the brunt of it. At least it felt like we were. The waves coming over.
Sure.
So we're getting soaking wet. I mean, it was cold, but it was fun. Like, it was exhilarating.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, we're hitting the rapids, and then we had a whole chant going. Every time the guide would say forward, we're hollering forward. We're paddling and
relax.
Relax.
Yeah. We brought TC culture to that.
Come
river.
on. Oh, yeah.
Like,
That's true.
He was like, let's do 3 paddles forward. We were like, 1, 2. Yeah, it was either military or TC culture. I don't know which one, but
maybe both.
it's kind of the same. But anyways, carry on.
I at no point up to that point did I think I would be one ended up in the water.
Yeah.
Only because I'm thinking I'm in the front. I can watch. If if there's a situation where it might feel like you're gonna bump out, you're prepared for it. My feet were dug in good. I just didn't think it would be me. I thought surely it's gonna be Eli or maybe Nate,
Shocked.
Adam Garrido, some of these guys.
Definitely could have seen that happening. Yeah.
But I don't know what happened. I just remember in slow mo.
I do. I remember what happened. You want me to tell this part?
I remember we hit a rapid, and then it's like we quickly hit another thing, and we kind of. I don't know if that bumped me or like popped me, But I just remember I lost it, and I remember thinking, "Yep, I'm going in, you know."
Yeah.
And then I just hit the water, and the initial shock of the water is some of the freezing cold was really crazy. And then I hit my back, so I went all the way to the bottom. I don't know how deep it was, but I did hit my back on the bottom. And then I remember coming up. They tell you when you come up, get as much air as you can. So I remember coming up and, taking a deep breath, and Chris Carty grabbing my vest, and then he let go. And then I went back under. And I probably wasn't under very long, but it feels like, looking back in like slow motion, and it feels like a long time. Because I remember processing a lot of information while I was down there. It happened
so fast, though.
I remember processing the safety stuff, like, because I knew I hit the bottom at one point, and I kept saying, they said don't stand up, but I should try. Then I was like, well, they said swim, but I couldn't swim. So now I started getting confused because I'm thinking in my head, if you hit a rapid, normally you fall off the boat, you go under, and then at some point, then it calms down and you're up. You're fine. But I felt like I wasn't moving. So I got confused. Like, why am I not popping? Like, why is whatever's going on above my head, this rapid or whatever, still happening? I'm not moving. So that's what I remember thinking, like, something's wrong. And then I came back up, and the boat was, and also once he let go of me, I didn't know how far away I was from the boat. So I'm trying to figure out, why am I not moving? Did the boat keep going and now I'm stuck? Like, what? Mm-hmm. I had no idea what was going on, and it was so disorienting. It's like hard to explain. It's just so disorienting. And then I remember kind of coming up again, and my arms probably looked like they were flailing because I'm trying to grab the boat because they're right there. But there's nothing to grab on. Like, those boats are big. Yeah, so it's not like my whole arm is getting into it. I'm in the water just trying to grab, but there's no rope, there's no handle, there's nothing to grab to. So I'm kind of like kicked back because my feet are under, and I don't know if I'm up against a rock. I don't know how deep it was right there. I have no idea. The whole thing was weird, like...
This is all over like 15 seconds.
Probably 15, 20, 30 seconds. 30 at the most.
At the most, so start to finish, I think it was probably 30, 40 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just clinging, and then I remember hearing the guy telling them to stop and to loosen my vest. So then he's like right there, not Nate or Cardi. And he's loosening both sides of my vest up, and then he goes back, and then he's like, now y'all grab them. So I don't know if my vest was too tight, because the vest ended up, like, we should post a picture in this of when we're all together just to see what we're wearing. But, like, the vest ended up, like, it was, like, up here on me. So, like, this is all up on me, and there's, like, the rapid is there, and I'm trying to grab on. So I don't know. I don't know. And then finally two of them each side on the vest where you're supposed to, and they yanked me in. They pulled me in the boat, and I'm laid down across the bench seat things, and they're all
he wasn't really laid down. Like, no, he was like kind of slanted backwards, sitting up. Like, if that makes sense. Like, you weren't fully laid down.
But I wasn't sitting up.
But you weren't fully sitting up. You're like in between laying down and like.
I guess.
I think you were slouched between the bumps.
Maybe that could be it. Yeah. But I felt like I'm anyways, they're all like hooting and hollering, like excited. They got me back in the boat, and I'm still kind of freaking out. I'm still trying to like claw at my chest. I'm trying to get the life vest off, and I finally got enough breath in me to tell them, I can't breathe. Y'all sit me up. And they sat me up, and then it took a minute for me to like get myself together. Like, I could not breathe, and then the other guys on the other boat at one point were like, "Hey, are you good?" And then afterwards, they told me, they were like, "When you got back in that boat, you were like white as a ghost."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "Really?" And Adam was like, it seemed like he was like the most, because even at dinner, he's like, "Are you okay? Like, are you processing it okay? Like, are you all right?" He was like, "Because that was pretty gnarly." And I was like, I feel like I'm okay. Like, I feel fine now. And then talking through it, what Brad said, it sounded like you had a panic attack is why I couldn't breathe. Because I did not like gulp water in.
Yeah.
And I wasn't underwater long enough to it be an issue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't pinned underwater.
And even when you were in the boat, you're like, I can't breathe. It was like there was nothing obstructing you from breathing. It just like you couldn't breathe.
I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
And the more I thought about that, I've never had a panic attack before that I know of. So, but the more I thought about that and thinking about in the moment, like, as a control freak, not having control of the situation.
100%.
And not knowing what's going on, not knowing why none of us are moving, but I'm also like, I'm literally at the boat, but still can't get in it. You know what I mean? Like, and your life vest is like the whole thing. I probably did have a panic attack, or at least a mild one or something.
Yeah, I think you did. Well, and it's interesting for other people too, because you and I have had the conversation a lot about panic attacks,
right?
About how we have talked about panic attacks before, about how for the longest time I could not understand what people meant when they said they had a panic attack. It sounds so. I'm going to use the word. It sounds so foolish when people would explain panic attack. Yeah. I'm like, just don't do that.
Well, like, it's such a physical response,
right?
To like something that's mental or emotional,
right? And it wasn't until Jabin got sick that I started having panic attacks because of his heart monitors and seizures and stuff. So that was when I said, then I got it. I was like, okay, now I understand. And they actually got worse after he passed away. So anyway, that long story short. So now I understood it, and I was like, okay, now I get it. I have sympathy and empathy for these people having panic attacks. But Justin, we would still have these conversations. He's like, but I just don't understand how your body would respond that way. And it wasn't like he was discarding it.
Right. I just never experienced it.
He just never experienced it.
Well, it's interesting too, because like with that, like I've always thought of myself in times of danger or something bad happening, of not freaking out. Like let's say I went over normal. I would have not have freaked out at all. I would have, because I know I can process the information even underwater because I did it. Like, don't stand up. Remember this. Pop up. Try to swim. Like, all those things. So I felt like in a situation that could be dangerous, I'm the type that can at least keep some composure.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until the second time I went under, and like I'm literally, the thing that's supposed to save me is not saving me.
Yeah.
And I can't do anything about it. And because I'm in the I assume we were still in the rapid.
Yeah. No, we were out by that point, actually. We were just floating at that point.
That could be.
But you the way the boat had turned, it was pushing you like we were still in the rapid.
Okay, that makes sense, because there was nothing I could do.
That's why we were so calm. Like, you were stressed out, and we were kind of more relaxed at that point.
Well, it's almost like if I could have got my breath and knew what was going on, could I have just even pushed myself underwater and and then I'm on the backside of the boat and got in easy, like, maybe. But all that was just like, I didn't know what was going on. It was like, I'm literally almost trapped like this. And I guess that was enough to make me like, what's going on? I could not breathe when I got in the boat.
That's what we talked about. It's like, for me, the thing that got me was like, extended uncertainty is what triggered me initially. That was what would create. I started having panic attacks when I got continually placed in moments of extended uncertainty.
Yeah.
And my situation, completely different. But the same thing for you. It's like, that's why I was like, man, it sounds like a panic attack, because you were in this extended state of uncertainty with no control, like the inability to do anything about it. You're at the mercy of other people and the water and whatever. It was just like, it's one of those things. So I thought it was really interesting.
It was crazy. And then of course, since that was what, Thursday of last week. So since then, as I thought about it, it's like, how serious or potentially serious was the situation we were actually in? For example, when the rest of y'all, the three of y'all, came over to when Brad and Chris came over to our side, and the boat started to tip
because I saved Nate.
When the guy was like, "Y'all stop!" What if the boat had flipped?
Yeah.
Like, were we in such a situation where, or like I say, we, all of us together, but was the situation where I was currently in, how much worse could it have been?
Yeah.
And if I truly was having a panic attack, at what point do you pass out from that? You hyperventilate.
Yeah.
And then, am I just in the water? Like who knows what could have happened?
Yeah. No. Well, that's why I think, because like we said, Nate went after you.
It was a blur, because when you first went out, I dropped everything and went and tried to grab you. That was literally it.
I will say that, and I think it's so funny because to me, that situation was the perfect way for us to understand the family dynamic of our staff. Because Nate catches a lot of crap. Right, we pick on Nate quite a bit. But what I thought was so interesting is like it's all good and fun and games, but Nate also knows we believe in Nate. Like so it's like it's all brother, like we act like brothers around here, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
But what I thought was so interesting was I watched Nate like take on this mentality for you, which is literally like my brother is in trouble and I will like build a dam in this water if I have to like
that's right.
It was
I got you. I got
really
you back.
Crazy to watch out. Like I'm not kidding. He was literally like, I will single-handedly save Justin from the situation, and he was not joking. Like
I was about to jump in. I mean, I would have fell in.
I mean, and I think because obviously in moments like that, like it should be like that. Number one.
For Justin,
No. I mean, whether
it should be like that for Justin.
No, I'm saying it's like whether you're there with your family or your friends or whatever. Like it's a situation like that.
Yeah.
You know.
No, 100%. It's like I'm with you.
But it should. If it wasn't like that, then
it'd be a problem.
Probably there's a problem.
Just watch him fall in. Hey, see you later, buddy.
Michael Scott and Jim Helper.
Yeah. But it's like. Because you also don't know. I mean, and again, I don't know what y'all were thinking as it happened. Like, am I just there, or did y'all think he's trapped in a rapid? Like, I don't know the mindset what was going on. I just know where I was, feeling like there's no move. Like, I'm not moving out of this.
Yeah. So
I was waiting to just pop up and be calm, and it wasn't.
So what was your vantage point? I think let's all three share like our perspectives.
My vantage point is I saw you falling backwards and. It wasn't even a thought. I didn't even think. Like that's the thing. Like it was such a natural reaction. Like I just went in after you.
Go
like,
Navy. Navy training kick.
I don't think that. I mean, I just
training kick.
I just went in, and I guess I didn't even know you pulled me back. Like that's how like much of a blur everything was in that moment. Because like I just went in to try and grab you, and I guess I almost fell out. And
did you feel a bumper? Did you feel like at any point before I fell in, or as I was falling in, that you were falling into?
No. I think a big part of it because you guys didn't have a ledge in front of you. Like our feet were partway under your guys' bench, but also the side. Y'all just had the side.
The side, yeah.
So when you hit that bump, it probably moved your feet out from the side, and you didn't have anything like on top, which then caused you to fall back.
100%.
It was wild.
Yeah.
I just remember thinking, and at first, almost like it was funny. Like as I'm falling in, like. Oh, I'm going in. No big deal. I'm going in. And then I got there and I was like, oh no, I'm in a situation here.
Yeah. So it was so funny because from my vantage point, it was like I saw Justin going in. I was like, oh no. But same thing. It was like this happened. Like this is not someone fell in on a rapid. When I started to get like, oh boy, so you're right. We had a big rapid. You come down, and usually you come out of the next one and then you sit.
Yeah.
Well, we came out of the next one straight into another one.
Yeah.
And it was that second bump that threw you.
Yeah.
Because our boat also got a little bit sideways, so you were falling backwards instead of sideways.
Yep.
So when that happened, that's when I was like...
I fell backwards, but...
The boat was...
To the front.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. Your back was facing the direction we were flowing, so you were falling backwards into the rapids.
Yeah.
And... when you fell in, I was like, "Oh boy," but I was just like, "We'll get him." I've been whitewater rafting 5 times, so I was like, "He'll float through. We'll catch him. We'll get him in the boat.
Right.
No big deal."
Yeah, of course.
It's happened tons of times. When you got pinned down in the rapid was when I was like, "This is not good," which was about the time you were jumping in because So the second rapid had a like flow back thing happening. So the rapid went over, and then the second rapid, it was like, think of a crashing wave.
Yeah.
A constantly crashing wave.
Okay, yeah.
And you were at the bottom of that crashing wave coming over the top of you, and your legs were under the raft. So the boat had you pinned into a wave where the water's constantly crashing over you.
Okay, that feels right.
So you were pinned down in that situation. I was like...
my glasses were like...
glasses were all crooked. And so you were pinned down, and that's when I was like, oh, this isn't good. We need to get him out of the situation. Well, about that time, Cardi drops his paddle. Nate's already dropped his paddle. And I told this story when I was preaching. I'm like... And in my mind, I'm like, let's keep the paddles. from flying at my face.
They made a big deal about the paddle, but it's a piece of hard plastic that can knock your tooth out.
So I'm like, I was just trying to get them like, they were literally like flying in the air, and I was like, we're
gonna need these in a minute.
And not only that, but like, let's just get them and lay them flat so then we can whatever. Well, about that time, I got the paddles. I finally have all the paddles, and I look over, and that's when Nate has you by the life jacket, but he's laying next to you. Like, he's here and you're there, and he's like, and I'm like, oh God. And so like, put the paddles in my left hand.
I don't remember that.
Grab Nate's life jacket with my left, put the paddles in my right hand, grab Nate with my left hand, and I pull him back in. But at that point, it's what you said. Cardi has got you on the life jacket. Nate's hanging out of the boat. And now I, the only person balancing this boat out, have shifted from the right side to the left side. And I think Trevin saw the boat starting to lift and was like, everyone sit down. And so we all sat down, and that's when he went over. When we sat down, somehow it shot us out of that rapid. And so I think that's what buried you under the boat, is when we sat back down, it pushed all of us back out of that rapid, and you got buried under the boat. Then when you came back out, we were actually in calm waters, but I think because you had just got buried again, you were still in panic mode. Yeah, and that's when Trevin was there, and he was like, let's loosen the life jacket, and then we got you in the boat. Yeah. So, but I think we were really close to flipping that boat over.
I think so.
I think so too. I mean, just knowing how boats work, that if you shift everything to one side, like,
well, I'm out. I'm out. You know, and then
Cardi and I are both.
You're hanging out, and then when he comes over, you coming over just as that's a recipe for
So it was that was how it all transpired,
and that could have been really not good. Maybe, I mean, but I don't know.
It happens, like it's like it happens.
Well, maybe that would have been what freed me.
Yeah, that's what I say.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been fine. We don't know, I guess.
Yeah, but at minimum, if you would have poked your head up underneath a flipped over raft, you're in the
air.
You're in the air, right? It doesn't feel as panicked. Yeah. But anyways, that's what happened. So Justin got baptized in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
It was wild.
It was pretty wild, and that was just one segment of a really crazy trip that we were on.
But I did have a hard time. I mean, I feel like for 3 days after, I had a hard time. Like, I could sit here and go, take in a really deep breath.
Yeah.
Like, for 3 days, I felt like I could breathe, obviously, but like, I could want to do deep breaths.
Yeah.
It was wild.
I've never had a panic attack, so I'm like still in the same boat as like, I don't know what people mean by
get
that.
it
like,
more now. I think that's how it felt after, because of me trying to get that vest off, and then.
Yeah, because it wasn't until we were at dinner that I was like, dude, I think you had a panic attack.
Yeah.
Like, it was hours later that I was like, that actually makes perfect sense. That all the whole situation and what you were describing and all that stuff. So, yeah.
All that to say, I would totally do it again. At no point, even as bad as that might have been, did I think I was about to die. Yeah. Like, that was never, like, I don't think I was in long enough for that thought to pop in my brain. At least because I felt like I had somewhat of composure on the front end. But at no point did I think I'm going to die or anything like that. So that's good. That's what some people asked me yesterday or after church Sunday, was like, did you think you were going to die, or...
a life flashed before your eyes?
Yeah. And I was like, no, I knew I was in a situation. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew this wasn't a normal, you fell out.
Yeah.
And you're just going to get pulled back in.
No, it was pretty unusual.
So I knew, I could tell that just by how y'all were reacting. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, even with their guide, Superman, when their guide went in, that's right. He went under the boat, popped up the other side, and they pretty much pulled him in.
Yeah.
So I just knew that was not happening. So it was like, something's going on. So I just knew I was in a bit of a situation, but I didn't think I was going to die.
Shout out to Trevin for keeping us all composed.
He did.
Trevin.
And then we had fun after that. I mean, that was about halfway through the trip, I think, is what it felt like. And then the rest was still pretty fun. Like, I got it to, like, I wasn't sitting there terrified the rest of the trip. Like,
no.
I participated in
we still
everything
rode,
else. Yeah, we hit other rapids and everything else. So
it was a blast.
It didn't freak me out enough that like they had to call someone to come get me, because I was like, I'm done.
Take me to this raft.
Yeah.
No, you were good.
I was good after that. I mean, at least I felt good enough to continue.
No, it was good, man. We did that, and We ate at some crazy restaurant. Listen, there are no code enforcements in Tennessee, y'all. This stuff that we have in Florida is crazy.
Well, one of the zipline guides recommended that to us.
Yeah.
It was a school bus that they built a restaurant around. So like
that could be on American Pickers.
And then there was like junkyard stuff everywhere, or like random sign. Like even we were like in the patio, so we were not in the bus, but we were on this patio that they built inside, and even our tables were all from Firehouse Subs. It's like they go to. It's like they went to what do they call those type of stores? Surplus stores, yeah, and it's like they bought whatever was there, which I guess was part of the shtick of it all.
Yeah.
Even the styrofoam cups that they served said like
a sub shop or
something.
Like
a different restaurant.
Like Palm City Sub Shop or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
They had a different restaurant's cups at their restaurant, bro.
Yeah.
It was wild.
It was.
It was the craziest restaurant I've ever eaten at, and I've eaten at some crazy restaurants.
And the food was pretty good. I mean, it was not. It was like sandwiches and stuff. The gumbo was good. I mean, Brad both had a cup of gumbo. It was pretty good.
It sketched me out when they were like, she said, anybody want the chicken and sausage gumbo? And I was like, ooh, that sounds good. She said, we have 6 cups left. But we were the first ones there.
Literally for the day.
For the day. We were the first ones they opened when we walked in the door. Like, we have 6 cups left. And I was like,
how long has that been
from
there?
Like your house? No. Like, did y'all eat gumbo last night?
We had 6 cups left. I knew that meant they had it yesterday, and this was about to be good gumbo.
I knew that's what it would mean at a regular restaurant. Well, I didn't know that's what it meant at this restaurant. But yeah, no, it was wild. We shot some pictures over to the team, so we can hopefully maybe we can get those up for the video.
It did look like somewhere American Pickers would want to stop in.
Absolutely,
if you were driving by those,
or like
places.
diners, drive-ins, and dives, or something too. Like it was just very interesting.
And they had like stickers everywhere that
Grateful
were
Dead stickers.
Yeah, deadheads.
Everywhere.
They were
They were definitely deadheads. They cooked inside the bus, and then we sat on a patio thing. Yeah.
Built onto the bus.
But
there were seats in the bus too.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Oh, well, technically, all the seats that we were sitting on were from the bus.
From the bus, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Or a bus.
Or a bus. Yeah, I don't know if it was
They
that
were bus seats.
There were multiple buses there, so you could pick your bus seat. But
the bathroom was a porta potty in the front yard.
What?
Yeah. Wait, you didn't know that?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Literally, Eli was like, "Is there a restroom here?" And we're like, "Yeah, it's the porta potty." And he was like, "Yeah." And like he thought we were joking. We're like, "No, it's the porter potty." Like right over there. It's,
he said the guy called it a portalet. I think.
What is it called?
We said a porta potty.
Porta potty.
Porta potty.
Sure.
Porter potty.
Porter.
You said porter.
I don't know.
Is it porta?
We're back to the pamphlet thing.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I think it's
portable
potty.
Porto potty.
I just heard you say
potty.
Porter.
Yeah,
potty.
Porter potty. Porter house is what I'm in the mood for.
Okay. Ooh. Right.
Yeah, he said it's clean though. So whatever.
I ended up in there at one point. Yeah, it was.
He had like 2 teeth.
Yeah, it was wild. They had summer teeth. Some are here, some are there.
Oh, they use that zip lining. Yeah, they use that zip lining.
No, on the whitewater rafting.
Yeah. If you don't hold on to the T-grip, you end up with summer teeth.
Oh, yeah.
Lily
said that. I was thinking zip lining. Oh, man.
But no, yeah, you're right. So
summer teeth.
It was a good trip. I mean, and then one of the days we just hung out. We all played golf.
Yep.
But we hung out that night.
We all played golf on Wednesday morning on the way up.
Wednesday morning.
Played at a Robert Trent Jones course.
So nice.
Played
terrible
we
golf.
Have us 3 have a goal. We're going to play at all the Robert Trent Jones golf courses in the state of Alabama. That's a big golf trail if you don't know about that.
Yeah.
So we're going to hit all those. We've hit
3.
We've hit 3.
You've hit
2. There's one we hit without you.
Y'all played in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yep, in Birmingham. Yep. So
we're gonna play the one in Point Clear soon.
Yep.
I think we should.
I mean, yeah, Point Clear in Mobile.
Yeah, right there. Nice courses. Yeah. So that was fun.
You're getting close to waiting for the fall to golf.
Oh yeah, it's way too hot for me to be out there.
It's 95 degrees today.
It's
That's
warm,
crazy.
Bro. It's hot.
Yeah. So
I don't have the stamina to want to do 18 holes. I'm done after about 9. Even though I paid for 18, but about 9, I'm like, I'm gonna sit this one out.
Well, because we're card holders, you only pay $50 for Even if you just bought 9 holes, it would still be $65 because we're card holders. We get 18 holes for $50, so it's cheaper. But
it's just it's hot.
It's you got.
And golf is not. I mean, anybody who thinks golf is you're just swinging a club. Listen,
you couldn't be more wrong.
Couldn't be more wrong.
Listen, Michael Jordan, Steph Curry, Deion Sanders all say golf is one of the hardest sports or the hardest sport.
I do enjoy it, but I'm still pretty bad. So.
Yeah, you're gonna get you some lessons in the fall though.
I will.
You're gonna tighten up. Yeah.
But no, it's so that was fun. And then Thursday we did the zip lining and the whitewater rafting, and then
we went golfing Friday.
Friday they golfed again.
Chris Cardi almost killed a goose.
A club was snapped.
A club was broken over someone's leg. It wasn't either one of us.
Neither one of us.
It wasn't Chris Cardi.
It wasn't Chris Cardi.
Yeah, and so me, Nate, Chris Cardi, and Eli all went golfing. So if you have the ability to do the process of elimination, then you know who broke a club over their leg. But no, Chris Cardi almost killed a goose, a baby goose.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like was it a gooselet? Is it a gooseling?
Gooseling.
A geeseling?
Goose? Just a goose?
Baby goose.
Baby goose.
A little goose. Anyways, there was a family of geese walking around. And we were like, Chris Cardi's like, should I hit? And we were like, yeah, you should never hit those geese a day in your life.
It's like 45 degrees to the right. Like
probably worse than that.
Yeah, like 90 degrees.
90 degrees. Like you should never hit this goose. And he hits, and the ball, thump, boom. And then we hear, thud. And there was
it wasn't moving for like 10 seconds.
And literally, and me and Nate were both in the cart, like jaws on the floor, like and Cardi's like, oh no. And Eli's like, oh no. And they're both standing somewhere else. And we were like, Eli's like, did you just smack that goose with a golf ball? He's like, that thing is dead. And we just sat there for 10 seconds. And finally, it hopped up, shook its head, and
like literally shook its head.
Like, and then like waddled off.
Yeah.
And then we got hissed at by the mama goose.
We did, yeah. She bowed up.
Yeah, she bowed up. She was ready to fight. Yeah. And so we dipped on out of there because I'm not trying. I don't want goose troubles. I'm not trying to get into the geese gang affiliation.
Yeah, you don't have to kill a goose out there.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to have to 5-iron a goose just because it was chasing me. But yeah. So the gaggle of geese. I'm not trying to do it. So.
You never heard of that?
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to. I can imagine me and Nate running off with 5-irons away from the geese. I'm not.
Hey, I'll break one's neck. Come near me.
God, no, bro. Hey, on you.
Hey, I have goose for dinner. What?
We did that Friday, and then we came home Saturday. We spent way too much time in the car together. I slept most of the trip Saturday.
Yeah,
that's true.
I think we all did.
I was knocked out. I don't know what y'all did. I slept most of the trip. I know I woke up, and there was a different podcast on every time I woke up because Justin was trying to stay awake. So
at one point, it rained about half the time on the way back. Which,
we were in that stupid 65 traffic.
Yeah, and it rained a good bit on the front end of the trip through the mountain still, which makes it not fun. At one point I was real tired, but y'all are all sleeping. I was about to wake y'all up.
And we can't forget about the best wings we've ever had.
The best
wings we ever had.
Listen to this.
Y'all not going to believe this. First, let's describe them before we tell them where we got them. Go ahead.
I mean, they were perfectly cooked. They weren't too big. They weren't too small. They weren't like gigantic.
Nope.
They were perfectly cooked.
Come on.
I had a dry rub that was a perfect amount of dry rub on there. The ranch, fantastic.
Top notch. The right amount of ranch was out great.
Of the gate. They come out hot. The fries were even fantastic.
Oh my gosh. They were seasoned so well. Sauced. I mean, over sauce
brilliantly
to the right degree. Like
where you have a little bit to dip your fries in too.
Oh yeah. Gosh, Nate, stop talking to me like this. So they were incredible, and mine were great. Same thing. Fries were perfect.
What were your flavors? You may not be able to say it.
Yeah. Well, we have to say the location if I'm gonna say the.
Oh, okay. We'll do that out.
But I mean, I think we're ready to.
Sriracha honey.
I had sriracha garlic, sriracha honey. And then the last flavor is going to give it away. So are you...
Chipotle barbecue dry rub.
Mine was buffalo.
Buffalo. You just had buffalo?
Buffalo dry rub.
Yeah. Mine was Chipotle barbecue dry rub.
And my third flavor was Asian Zing. And if that doesn't tell you where we got them, then let me go ahead and drop this bomb on you. The best wings we've had probably in our entire life up to this point was at a Buffalo Wild Wings in Prattville, Alabama. I cannot believe we were all bamboozled by this.
It was wild.
like people are not going to believe us when we tell this story.
They'll
believe Justin falling out of the raft. They're not going to believe the best wings
they
we
were
had.
so good. We it was dinner time because we left Pensacola on Tuesday evening.
4:30, yeah.
So we got through. It was 6:30, 7 in
Prattville.
In Prattville, so we were looking for somewhere to eat. And, they got like a Logan's or whatever. We're like, let's just go to Buffalo Wild Wings. They have a variety if you don't want wings.
Yep.
We all ordered wings and fantastic.
It was delicious.
They were so good. So good, in fact, on the way home, we stopped at the same said B-Dubs for lunch and ate again.
Wasn't quite as good.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
So whoever that chef was, if you're the CEO of Buffalo Wild Wings is listening to this podcast right now.
That would be wild.
Just know that your Tuesday night dinner crew from what was that date?
The
21st.
21st.
The 21st of May.
Deserves a raise.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was absolutely incredible. Lunch crew needs a little work. All right.
Especially our waiter. I hated him so much.
Oh my
On Saturday.
God.
Yeah, the lunch crew waiter, Justin was not a big fan of him.
I shouldn't say it like that. That sounds terrible. But
Yeah, you never know if old Colton or whatever his name was.
So
listening.
bad. The way it was so bad. Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
No,
wrong.
I'm not wrong. It was terrible.
Nate felt the same way. He just doesn't want to say it out loud.
I just feel bad for him. I don't know why.
I don't feel bad.
Have
at
you
all.
ever looked at someone waiting tables and thought to yourself, A, this is your first go at this, and B, you're probably not going to be doing this much longer? That was the situation we were
My
in.
heart was for him. Like I was.
Like even when he brought our checks out, he brought the 4. He got the little books. He brought the 4 out and just sent them out and said, "Here, y'all pass those out." just walked away.
Bro, the fry situation that you found yourself in sent me over the top. I was like, this is unbelievable. So we all ordered fries. This is the Saturday crew again. Tuesday, impeccable. Saturday situation, not so much. We go in there Saturday. We all order wings. Wings for Cardi, wings for Justin, wings for Brad, wings for Nate. Justin says, we all order regular fry. And Justin says, you know what? I think I want a large fry.
Yeah.
Orders a large fry. They come out with all of our fries, all on the same size tray, all with the same amount of fries. And Justin goes, I ordered a large fry. And this dude looked Justin dead in his face and said, that is the large fry. And Justin said,
how do you know?
how do you know? And the guy said, because that pile is bigger. And
I was like,
he said, that pile has more fries on top of the fries. And it was the dumbest answer that I've ever heard, to the point that we didn't even argue it. We just went.
I'm just like, okay.
So that was yeah. So, anyways, all that to say, Saturday crew at B-Dubs, y'all got to get your stuff together. But that Tuesday crew was it.
They were fantastic wings.
Yeah. So
They were.
Yeah. We were thinking about them all week. We were like, I can't wait for Saturday, and then we went Saturday, and we're just good. But yeah, fantastic.
All I had to say, it was a good trip. We survived it.
Yep, literally
made it
survived it.
We did
Stayed at an incredible barn. If you ever want a place to stay at in Corbin, Kentucky, for whatever reason, you might find yourself at Corbin, Kentucky. Stayed at a dope barn called the Coyote Moon Ranch. You can look it up.
Barn dominium.
It's a barn dominium. It's dope. They got cabins and stuff too by a lake, all the good stuff. So go check it out. You can Google Coyote Moon Ranch. Shout out to Jason Barnes, who owns the property, who hooked us up. It's a good friend of Pastor Dan's and myself. We've known them for quite a while, so you can check them out. All that to say, we talked about that on the message Sunday, and if you want to check out that message, feel free to go.
Please do.
So
we're going to wrap up this series on Sunday.
This Sunday is the last message on the How They Do It series, and then after that, we're going to the new series, Invited to the Cookout.
Wow.
It's going to be dope.
That's wild.
Wow. All right, cool. Glad you were with us. Glad y'all are concerned about my life. I felt the love on Sunday from all the questions.
Yeah.
Somebody asked if I had to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
That's I guess a legit question. No, I didn't.
He's all right.
Yeah. So felt the love.
He didn't need no hospital. He had Nate Pope Joy.
That's right.
Yeah. I was telling people that I saved you because you signed my checks. But I'm kidding. Yeah, no.
Kind of.
Yeah. This is direct deposit, but.
All right. Check us out. Justin, where can they find us?
You can find us online, transformationchurch.com, or on all the socials at Transformation Pensacola.
That's it, y'all. Well, hey, listen, so glad you tuned in. And yeah, we love you. Love you all. We're glad to be home. We'll catch you guys next time for another sermon and another message recap podcast where we don't talk anything about the message that we're recapping. So, love that. No, we did. We quoted one line. There you go.
There you go.
Later, guys.
All right, peace.